Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm going to be using just affordable and drugstore products, and we're also going to be doing a nice wee smoky eye suitable for pale skin. I think I'm just going to go pretty neutral on the eyes, of course, just keeping it a nice soft brown smoky eye, and I think I'm also going to add a wee pop of colour somewhere on the eye. Whether it's in the inner corner or the lower lash line. At this point I've done a pop of yellow, pink and blue. So I'm going to do purple today because I think purple will be quite nice with pale skin. So first off I'm going to be priming the skin. I'm going to take the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I definitely prefer this primer over the, is it the mint one? I just find the mint one is very sticky. Like this one is also sticky, but I feel like it's just okay. There's such dupes for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which I also love. It's so good. So this is going to be fun. So for foundation, of course we're keeping it drugstore, we're keeping it affordable. Smashbox isn't affordable. So, and obviously because I have no fake tan on at the minute, hold on, Makeup Forever also isn't affordable. Okay, so we're now down to 3 products. Because we're obviously going for something affordable today and I have no fake tan on, my foundation choices were very limited. I do have obviously foundations that actually match my skin tone, but they're all high end. So I just have 3 foundations that I think might suit me whenever I'm not tanned. So I have this one from Morphe, this one here is from the Body Collection, and then I have this one from Colourpop. Okay, so Morphe, Body Collection and Colourpop. Obviously this one's far too dark. I think this one's also going to be a bit too dark, and I'm kind of scared in case it does oxidize a wee bit. So I think I'm just going to go for Morphe, this one here. So this is in the shade F1.100. So today is officially the 1st of October, which means it's officially fall. Well, autumn. I don't know why I always say fall. I think it's like a YouTube thing, like because fall would be American, whereas over here, and I think like New Zealand and everywhere, calls it autumn. Whereas I think just like being on YouTube and whatnot, you just go for like the American saying. Like drugstore, like drugstore is American, whereas over here we would call it the chemist. I don't know. What would you call like really affordable places for makeup and Boots and Superdrug? Like what would you call them? Because we wouldn't call it a drugstore. So I'm just going to put on a wee bit of concealer, and I'm using the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo. So of course now that it's October, I probably will be getting a few wee comments here and there, because I've noticed that I actually already have been getting a couple of comments regarding Halloween, and I'm just going to say it here, and I don't want to have to say it again, but I'm not doing Halloween tutorials this year, and I never will in my entire YouTube career. Hopefully. Last year I actually broke my I'm never doing Halloween tutorials ever again rule. They're just such a waste of time. They're such a waste of time. You go onto my channel and you look at my least viewed videos for the past 6 years. They're all my Halloween tutorials. They're not worth my time. They really aren't, because so much goes into them. Like time and effort. But nah, scrap that. It's just not worth my time. Putting so much time and effort into something and then just like seeing your video like do so poorly. It's just really deflating feeling, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And there's just, do you know what, yeah, like that's all there is to it. It's just, it's not worth my time, so it's not my time or my effort. And do you know what, I'm not a Halloween person anyway whenever it comes to makeup. Like I'm not into my Halloween makeup or my special effects or anything like that. Give me full glam, give me a cut crease, give me that. Like I know it's nothing about what you gain from the video or the money or anything like that. It should be like the enjoyment of actually creating the content and the look and the makeup, but it's not like that for me at all, because that's not my, I don't enjoy makeup like that. I can appreciate it with other people. I can appreciate the artistry and the effort that goes into creating Halloween content, but for myself I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest. So for my bronzer, or my cream bronzer, sorry, I'm going to be taking the wee Technique bronzing base. I'm just going to apply it with a wee sponge. So, I do apologise. Things might change in the next couple of years, but as it stands, I will never, over my dead body, will I ever waste my time on a Halloween tutorial ever again. Then I'm just going to do a wee bit of baking using the Courier spun. Do you ever use a particular product or wear a particular perfume, and every time you smell that product or that perfume, the smell of it just kind of takes you back to a particular time in your life whenever you used to use that perfume or use that product or wear that perfume? It's the same with this powder. Oh, it's just and unfortunately it's not necessarily, do you know what, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I was obviously still working in the salon at the time, and that job was absolute hell for me. I've never worked in a more awful place in my life, but then at the same time I started YouTube, and it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, so it's kind of like you don't really know how they feel. Just to set my skin and just soak up any of that excess powder, I'm going to be taking the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Has to be the best setting sprays of our generation. Honestly, hands down, the best setting spray ever. Fun enough, what is your favourite setting spray? Leave me a comment down below, because I love setting sprays. I just, even though they scare me and I'm like freaking out every time I use them, apart from this one, it's the only one I don't flinch at. But what's your favourite setting spray? I'm going to be taking these wee highlighters from Beauty Bay. I have the shade, oh my god. Oh my god, that feels so good. Oh, these wee highlighters from Beauty Bay, I'm going to take the shade Beam and Flash. So one is slightly darker than the other, and then one is a wee bit too light. So that's in there. So oh, can you even see the difference? There we go. So I do like to mix them, and they're perfect. So just on my fan brush. For such affordable wee highlighters, these are gorgeous. Whenever I first tried these, I was like, these are crap. Wasn't necessarily a fan of them, but the more I'm using them, the more I seem to like them. So I kind of feel like there's not necessarily like a layer on top, but I kind of feel like you kind of need to break that seal on them. And then for blush, I'm going to be taking this new one from Colourpop, and it's in the shade Petal Pusher. Don't get that at all. So I just thought this shade would look quite nice with my eyes, since I'm going for something a wee bit more purple on the lower lash line. Oh yes, I figured I am wanting to do something on the lower lash line instead of like a wee pop of purple in the inner corner or somewhere. I'm not too sure. And then to bronze up the skin, I'm taking this wee bronzer from Julie Beauty. This one here in the shade Latte. Yep. Now to start on the eyes, I have two palettes here. I'm kind of wanting to dig into the both of them, but first off I have the new palette from Colourpop. It's in Mood. I wasn't wanting this tutorial to be the first time I use this palette, because I'm going to be doing something really boring, because there's far too many beautiful shades in this palette to do something boring, but I'm also going to be using the neutral tones within the palette today. And then I also have this palette from Beauty Bay. I do apologise, I don't think you can get this palette anymore, but it is the Book of Magic palette. I think I'm probably just going to use it for the purple shade. So of course, I'm sure most of you have a purple shade in a palette somewhere within your collection. Use it. I know there's a purple in this palette here, but I think that's, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. It's too dark. I'm going to take this shade first of all. This one here, just as like my all over transition.
Do you hear that, guys? All of his secrets. I'm gonna play this back over and over and over.
Do you know, I'm obsessed. I love this pop of purple on the lower lash line. I feel like I should turn this off. I'm watching Tati, JLo's makeup artist. It does my makeup. Scott Barnes. I'll watch that later. So, yeah. What did I do next? I think I just went in with this shade here. Just this one. Do you know something? I think this is probably the easiest eye makeup look I have maybe not ever done, but these are the only two shades I've used on the lid. Just that transitional shade and this one I'm using now. So just focus on this shade just within the crease first of all. So I know I am bringing this shade onto the lid, so you could start off by just patting the shade on the lid and then blending it up to the crease. Of course it's all personal preference, but I feel like I just prefer to perfect the crease first of all. So once I have that shade built up, I'm just going to go on with no more product on the brush because the brush is already like kind of coated with a bit of colour anyway. I'm just going to go in and perfect my blend. Keep your first brush on hand as well, so you can go back in and give everything a nice wee blend as well, just to help you a wee bit if you need to. And then taking a wee flat brush, the line's been using a wee bit so you can see better. Just going to pat this all over the lid. There we go. Honestly, it's like the easiest eye look ever. So back in with this brush again, taking no more product because we've already just packed on some product there. So we can just use the excess that's on the eye already. I'm going to be taking this P. Louise base, so it's in the shade A Vivid Violet. I'm going to be placing this just on the waterline, and I'm also going to be bringing it onto my lower lash line as well. I'm going to try and like fill in those gaps like in between the lashes. As I was saying, use any wee palette that you have that has a purple in it. I'm just going to take this shade here. I'm going to press that on. I'm not going to blend it or anything. I'm just going to press that on. Do you know, I love this. It sounds so simple. So simple. You know, a bit of purple on the lower lash line. Wow. And then taking this wee shade here, I'm going to use this to blend that out a wee bit. And then just blend that out. I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Sky High Mascara and just these wee lashes here. They're absolutely stinking. I definitely need to like take the glue off them and everything, but these are wee unbranded lashes, and then I'll be back to finish off the lips. I'm going to be taking this one from Colourpop, the Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF. I have this L'Oreal Urban Safari lipstick, so I think it's quite nice. So this is very, very pale, of course, as you can see, so that's why I kind of like to use a slightly darker lip liner. Okay guys, so this completes this makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. Other products that I did use will be listed and linked down below in the description box. I will definitely be using this palette during the week, hopefully Monday, so stay tuned on my channel for another wee tutorial on this, and I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please kindly look after yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in my next video.